Welcome back to another video. Today we are hiking Hocking Hills. Me and Paigelyn started off our day at this cute little coffee shop. I got a caramel frappe and she got some sort of strawberry something. I already know the boys are gonna call me whipped, so frick you guys. Anyways, we got down to the parking lot and there was signs telling you where to go. We took the upper falls, which then led us to this bridge with the sign of everything that was involved in the hiking trail. And I was surprised because literally as soon as you get on the trail, it's like instant scenery. Right here is the upper falls where I'm standing on a bridge and the fall goes underneath the bridge. And then here's a view from the other side of the bridge where it goes down into like a big pool. The trail then comes around to the side, and this is the view from that same waterfall from the side of the trail. The trail then goes down, and you can go down and check out the waterfall and get some good pictures. It's a good area to get pictures and videos, but they do ask that you do not swim in the water. I'm not quite sure why they don't want you to swim in the water, but they don't want you to swim in the water, so do not swim in the water. Moving on, we then get back onto the trail, then there's a cool little bridge that goes over the creek, and it was very sunny and it just rained the night before, so we had some nice waterfalls that aren't normally there and the sun poking through, which is beautiful. Here's another view of the sun peeking through the trees, shining down. Moving along the trail, we then come to Devil's Bathtub. Not quite sure why it's called Devil's Bathtub, but it is. And it is super cool. It is super cool just to watch the water flow into this little hole thing and do its own little thing. It's peaceful, very fun to watch, and honestly, probably my favorite part of the whole Old Man's Cave. Now, like I said, it had just rained the night before, and it was very slippery, so make sure you wear good hiking shoes. I would not wear Hey Dudes or anything along those lines because it was slick and it was wet. I wore my Huck fishing boots, which did great, and Paigelyn wore some sort of gym shoe, and her feet did get wet, so make sure you wear good shoes. We then make it to the A-frame bridge. I didn't know why they called it the A-frame bridge until I looked up, and the bridge is an A-frame bridge, so that's why they call it that. I thought it was cool just to walk over it. It's like got some steps on it. It's different, something fun to walk across. Moving along, you walk a little ways, we get down to this tunnel. Like I said before, wear good shoes because in the middle of the tunnel was a nice creek. It had its own stream, it was wet, and as you can see, Paigelyn's trying to dodge it so her feet don't get wet. So make sure, if you can, wear waterproof shoes or boots. Once you make it through the tunnel, you then come into Old Man's Cave, the actual cave itself. I never realized how big it was until I was actually there, and it's huge. Just to give you a size comparison, here's other people walking. It was a very busy day, so if you can, try to go on a weekday or early in the morning. Another size comparison, that's Paigelyn, and this is the entire cave. It's absolutely huge, and it's pretty cool. Coming to the end of the trail, you then make your way to this giant wall. It is crazy how big it is. It's straight up, and it's like 150 foot if I had to take a guess. It's huge. You walk up around it twice. As you can see, there's a spiral stairway there. So there's Paigelyn up at the top, and you know, I don't really know what she's doing. She's itching her leg or brushing it off, who knows. But it's pretty cool to walk up. Once you get to the top, to look down, it's a little scary, but it's still super cool. Coming to the very end of the trail, you then walk up through this cave, bunch of steps. Paigelyn skipped a step, tripped right there. She caught herself, thank God. That would have been bad. But you walk through this tunnel, you get to the top of it, and it leads you out to the trail, to the visitor center. This is the view from the top. There's a bunch of historical facts about Old Man's Cave on your way to the visitor center. And once it kicks you out right by the visitor center, there's a red-tailed hawk and a bunch of owls there, which are pretty cool. This hawk actually made a screeching sound, but I did not get it on video, unfortunately. Making your way to the visitor center, you walk in, and right behind the entrance is a whole bunch of taxidermy, which I thought was really cool because I'm into that stuff. If you take a right, there will be a simulation of what the trail is like hiking it. It's pretty accurate, other than it was slippery, and this one wasn't slippery. You walk through it all the way, and there's like an overhead picture of the entire Old Man's Cave. Inside the visitor center, they have a bunch of reptiles like snakes and turtles. They also have a bunch of signs telling you things to know about the trails, how to hike them, and what to do. They have one of these boards for every trail there is. Cantwell Cliffs, there was one for Old Man's Cave, and all the other ones. On the other side of the visitor center, there's a gift shop. They had cool things like coffee mugs, stickers, and magnets. And if you guys wonder where we stayed at Hidden Gem Cabins. It was a cute little getaway, reasonably priced, and not too far from the trail. Probably about 30 minutes from Old Man's Cave Visitor Center.